when it comes to dog treats, we want to make sure that we're rotating those in and out so that your dog doesn't get bored, doesn't get too much of one thing. They have opportunities, but you've got different things that you can work with without having too many bags open and without running into the expiration dates. So here's how I do it for my dogs. Please note, I do have 3 dogs, 2 medium-sized dogs and 1 small dog, and they love their treats, but we do not do too many treats in this house. So I have to find a really good balance, and this is something you can do as well. Now, I typically use Bocce's because they are a limited ingredient brand. I will link some of my favorites down below because they're using real human foods and limited ingredients. So there's not a lot of fillers and a lot of extras. It means it's better for your dogs, and my dogs love the flavors. They have such a good variety. And because they have a good variety, I want to make sure I have options for my dogs at any given time. I do not want to have to just use one box or one bag until it's empty. So for us, I have typically 2 bags open at a time, and then I rotate through them. And I typically start them at different times so that as one is emptying, the other is only halfway so that they're rotating in and out. And I'll try to pick 2 different flavors. Now, things that I consider are the expiration dates above anything else. So I try to do flavors that are different and unique and kind of on different sides of the spectrum. But if something is coming up on expiration, I try to get those done earlier. So in order to organize this, I actually have drawers that I put their biscuits in, the unopened bags, and then I will just move them up and put the new ones in the back so that it's constantly getting the older ones, the ones that had the closer expiration dates, to the front of those. And then I'll just pull them out as I go. And as long as they don't have an immediate expiration date, I'll pick one that is different than the bag I already have open. For example, right now I have a box of salmon out, but I also have a blueberry crumble type one. So I've got one that's more fruity. It smells amazing, by the way. I wish they had things like that for us because it smells so good. And then I've got the salmon, 2 very different things. I also try to kind of be mindful of having things that are crunchy versus soft. So I have those options. And I will open one and I'll start going through that. And then I'll open another. So I've got, again, a full bag and a half bag, and then an empty bag and a half bag. So it kind of goes down and I can rotate that in. So I have a box of salmon. It's a little bit bigger than the bags right now. I just opened a blueberry, but the blueberry is still going to get done before the salmon. And then I'm going to swap in maybe a banana, or I'm going to swap in something that is minty. Their lamb mint is a really good one. They've got brushy bites. They've got hard things and soft things and chewy things and all sorts of options. I love this brand. I will link them down below for you. But that way, I have options, and if I'm giving my dog more than one treat over the course of a few hours, I can rotate back and forth. So I can give them something that's going to be salmon or lamb or more of the meat side of things as opposed to the fruit side of things. And then the next time I give them a treat, they're going to have the more fruity type things or the minty type things. This way, they're getting different flavors, and if they don't like one as much as the other, they're going to be able to have that option, but also get the ones they don't like as much done. Now, I will say that my dogs pretty much love all of them. I don't think there's one that they don't like, but they do have some that they're extra excited about. And so I make sure that I'm mindful of what I'm giving them and when I'm giving them, and I just rotate it out. Because I'm doing halfway and then I'm bringing in something else, it means that it's constantly on that rotating flow. And then when I run out of something, I can go to my drawer, pull out the first couple ones and say which one's going to be the best fit, which one has the closest expiration date, and we're off to the next version of this. Now, I keep the ones that I'm using on my counter. I actually have them in a little bin to make them easy access for me. And that way I can very easily tell what I'm feeding them, when I'm going to be feeding them, and how much is going to be there. So I don't keep it tucked away. I have it where I can visually see it. It's very easy for me to access whenever I'm going to need it. And that allows me to stay organized, to know how much I have and when I'm going to need to go buy more, because I do buy in advance, especially because there are some really cool seasonal flavors and they're not going to always have them. So when I am getting these, I am typically I go to the store to pick these up, but it's actually better to get them on Amazon. I'm actually going to start getting them on Amazon, especially on the sale days. The thing is, there's a ton of options on Amazon. So that just means I have to really think it through. I kind of like being able to go to the store and look at what's going on there and pick what I'm going to use from there. But you have lots of options when it comes to this, especially if you have a store that does stock them. And you're going to be able to find things that are unique and are different. And then you can just pick from what's going to be best suited for your dog. Also really helps if you're going to be adding them to food as like supplemental little treats in their silicone slow feeders, or if you're going to be using these for training. So you have the option of seeing how much you have left. You have the option of breaking them in half and feeding them to your smaller dogs. There's a lot of ways that you can stay organized with this, but having them in a drawer just ready to go and then just move them up and put the newer ones behind them makes it very easy. It's very much like how we organize our human cabinets with food to make sure we're getting things that are expiring coming out before we're using things that have a much longer expiration date. And being able to visually see just the ones that you're using, not everything, allows you to stay on top of when you need to buy new ones, when you need to open new bags, all of those things. Makes it very easy for us to rotate through those so that my dogs have lots of options, lots of different flavors, lots of different tastes. And then I buy things as needed in terms of, do I need more fruits? Do I need more soft things? Do I need more meats? What do I need? I can go and buy those specific things that I am going to be using on my dogs and stay on top of all that. Drop your questions on how we do treats in our house and follow for daily episodes helping you navigate the world of being a dog parent to help you level up for your pup and give them the best life possible with the least amount of stress on you. We'll see you tomorrow.